Welcome to Speedcubing 101. It's August 16th, 2024. I am in Nanaimo, BC. I'm actually inside the competition right now. And I have here, and I'm Cube Mom. I have here right now Tanja, the organizer of this BC Championships, our first ever BC Championships. Tell me about yourself.
Let's see. I'm a mom of two. One of them cubes. The other, like me, wishes he knew how to cube.
Mm-hmm.
I have a full-time job. I work as a lawyer. And that is pretty much it in a nutshell.
Okay. So, all right, let's go to the beginning. How did you get into this world of cubing?
Well, a few years ago, my younger son discovered it.
How old was he then?
Oh, he would have been about 12, maybe 11 or 12.
How did he get his first cube, or how did he learn about?
I honestly have no idea how it first came up. Okay. We were looking for something for him to do just to keep him busy. And somehow I think my husband discovered it and thought, oh, let's try a Rubik's Cube. And then they worked in solving it together.
How did they learn?
Online YouTube videos. And then pretty quickly, my son was out cubing my husband. So we got
that
him.
That must have felt good for him.
Yes, it did. I'm sure my husband wasn't thrilled. And then he just kept watching these videos and seeing how fast it can go. And so he kept practicing and learning all the algorithms. And eventually he came up to me one day and said, Mom, did you know there are competitions? And I told him, nope, I don't think there are, honey. Because really, competitions, it sounded made up. But he obviously was right.
How did he learn about these made-up competitions there, Tanja? Do you know?
How did he learn about them? Well, I guess they were talking about them in the videos when he's looking how to solve a cube and how to solve it faster. And then, there's something called Speedcubing. What is that? And then he looked into that more, found out about these competitions, and then we started watching the competition list to see when the next competition would be.
Okay.
And every time we tried to enter one, they'd be full.
So you have to be fast at registering, not just cubing.
Yes. I kind of feel you have to be faster at registering than cubing in some of the competitions. Yeah. So then we just finally found one. It was in Winnipeg that had a few spots left. Okay.
So we're in Nanaimo, British Columbia.
Yes.
And so those who don't know, Winnipeg is two provinces, right?
Two provinces. That's right. Yeah. It is.
So you decided.
I love my child very, very, very much. Yes.
You booked a flight and a hotel.
Yes, we did.
For your first competition.
Yes, because there was absolutely nothing. The local competitions were generally held in Vancouver area, Richmond or at UBC, and they were filling up so fast. We just didn't have a chance.
Wow.
Okay. And so when we saw there was a spot in Winnipeg, we took a look at the budget, figured out, okay, we can make this work. And we did it.
And how was it?
It was
your
amazing.
First competition.
It was amazing. What really blew me away was how much of a community it is. These kids get along so well and they support each other. And I have this video clip of my son desperate to get just to 20 seconds. That was his biggest goal. And the kid that was judging him actually ended up winning this competition. And his time was, 6 seconds. But he was so excited for my son when my son got 19 seconds. And in this video clip, he's almost more excited than my child. And so just seeing this community and this supportive attitude, that was pretty incredible. And that's what got me hooked on the competitions.
I was seeing that too when my cuber was getting under 20 seconds and they were so fast to congratulate him, or others were coming over to give him a fist pump. It was like, wow, you kids are way faster than my cuber, but you're just right in there. So happy for mine. Like, wow, it touches your heart, really.
It does. They understand the amount of work it takes, and they understand the value of your personal best and beating your own personal best, because that's what it is. You're not competing against anyone else. You're only competing against yourself.
Yes, yes. Now, tell me, though, how did your cuber feel taking a plane to a competition? So didn't know any, was that intimidating? Was it?
It was definitely a little intimidating for both of us. Neither of us having been to a competition before, not knowing what to expect. Yeah, it was intimidating. It was exciting. He was pretty blown away that we let him do this, that we encouraged it.
I'm blown away that you did this for your first competition.
But it was good. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, and so where is that cuber today?
He is not here. He has quote unquote retired from cubing.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're here organizing the competition, and you have no, what do they say? Horse,
No skin in the
no
game,
skin in
no
the
horse
game.
in the race. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your, because you don't cube, right, yourself? You're not a,
No. I did once complete a 4x4, but that's only because it broke and I put it back together. But I do count that.
that wasn't in competition?
No.
It doesn't
No.
count.
Well, I count it.
Okay, so where did this organizing side come about? How did that start?
Well, it started with my son. We did not want to keep traveling. It's expensive. And if you live on the island, it's a flight or a ferry.
Yes.
And then hotels, all of that. It's ridiculous. So I took a look and saw that there just aren't any competitions on the island. And I contacted a local delegate and asked, which is, of course, in Vancouver, and asked if we can host one on the island.
And when was this?
When was this? 3 years ago. And they were willing to give it a shot. So they wanted me to keep it small, of course, because they don't know me and they don't know how it's going to work. And we didn't even know if there'd actually be a market for it on the island because it's so far for folks to travel.
They wanted to keep it small, and here we are, 2024. You're doing the BC Championships.
Yes.
Okay, just checking on that.
And so that's how we started with it. That's why we did the first one. That's because I was too cheap to travel.
Right. Good reason to organize a competition when you are too cheap to travel.
Yes. And that one filled up within 4 minutes.
Oh.
So we realized there definitely is a market for it. And we had a lot of folks on the wait list. And in between the two competitions we had before, I actually kept getting emails from people wanting to know when the next one in Nanaimo will be. And, they missed the first one. Do we do these again? And I noticed they were mostly first timers who were, who were desperate to be able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when we had the second one. And my son was still competing at that point. And he actually helped me host that one.
Very good.
Yes. So he helped me figure out the schedule and the groups because, of course, I really didn't know what I was doing with that. So it was good having the help.
Yes, the insider help.
The insider help, exactly. And so then he decided he outgrew it. It just wasn't something that he was that interested in anymore. But I kept wondering, I remember how excited he was with his first competition. But I thought it would be ridiculous for me to host this myself. It just wouldn't be. It doesn't make sense. Why would I do it if I'm not cubing? And then actually the delegates reached out to me and said, we have the opportunity to have the BC Championship in Nanaimo. Would I be interested? And it was a very easy yes.
Wow. Now that you said yes, but there's a whole lot of work that goes into it after that. How's it been?
It's a lot of work, but it is so worth it. Okay. This morning when I showed up, I was thinking, maybe this will be the last one I do. And then I saw a little kid who came to register at the competition and he stole my heart. He was so excited. And seeing that and remembering my own child's excitement the first time. And then seeing this little kid and seeing how excited he is. And he's not even competing today, but he came and watched and he's there and looking so happy. And he's got a family member with him and his family member is engaged and wanting to be involved. It really reminded me why I do this. And so I actually earlier today went and just stood at the back and just watched. And you see these kids forming these relationships that my childhood formed. And you see the more experienced cubers rallying around the newcomers and supporting them. And you see kids trying each other's cubes and talking. And probably kids who wouldn't necessarily connect outside of cubing, who wouldn't even think to say hello to each other on the street.
Right.
Who are best friends for the next few days.
That is very special. And that is very neat that your cuber has retired. You don't have a cuber in the house. yet you are here organizing, helping. I've seen you running. I've seen you printing out scorecards. I've seen you tidying up the name tags that I messed up earlier. And so, okay, you seem to be a bit of an expert with organizing comps. I haven't organized one myself. My Cuber and I are thinking of it. What do you have to say? There may be others listening to this right now. What do you need to tell us?
Just do it. It's not nearly as intimidating as it seems. First step is reach out to your delegate. If you don't know who your delegate is, reach out to Speedcubing Canada. They can tell you who to reach out to. Definitely don't do it if you haven't competed or at least attended a competition before. You need to have seen one. But, talk to your delegates. They'll tell you if they're available and interested. And start researching venues. In Nanaimo, we're very fortunate. The city of Nanaimo is very supportive of us, and we rent the Beban Park Center, the social center, and the staff here is amazing. So you form your connections with people who can help you. Then once you have your venue secured, you just talk to your delegates, and they are amazing at just talking you through it, helping you with what you need to do. So you just learn one step at a time. It's not nearly as much of a learning curve as it looks.
Okay.
It is very doable.
Thank you for your time, Tanya. I think we have to return the microphone because the round I think we're on. What are we doing?
We are currently just finishing the 6x6, and they are definitely going to need the microphone so we can start calling up the 5x5s.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening to Speedcubing 101. I may be able to pull a delegate in later for another episode. Happy cubing, everyone. Hi, it's Cube Mom here. I am back in my Airbnb now. Had some dinner, drank some tea, and I just finished editing and reviewing that chat I had with Tanya. One thing she asked for me to note is that for this competition, the BC Championships, she is not the only organizer. She's working with the team of delegates to make it all happen. I was actually not planning on doing that chat with her today, but when I met her and we were chatting, I thought, wow, I love hearing that you're a mom whose cuber isn't even cubing anymore and you want to help organize a competition. And as you heard, she wants to organize more in the future as well. I wasn't anticipating recording at the competition today. Actually, after I talked to Tanya, I went home to the Airbnb for lunch and got my recording equipment to bring back because I thought, Tanya, you need to be on the podcast. Of course, I only had one microphone, so needed to borrow the competition microphone, as you heard, to be able to get this recorded for you. So even though I actually have an outline of the next 15 episodes, I'm not going to promise anything. Let's see how things go. And I think I'm going to be able to chat with at least one of the delegates at this competition. Oh yeah, by the way, there was a competition today. It was day one of the BC Championships. It was a great day. We had 4x4 up to 7x7, plus the 3x3 blindfold, square one, mega minx, clock. I still watch blindfolded and think, wow, why are you signing up for such stress? But I'm sure it's fun and exhilarating if you know what you're doing blindfolded. I also wanted to note that Nanaimo is a city of about 100,000 people. I know Speedcubing Canada is trying to get competitions out to as many parts of Canada as possible. Big cities, small towns. If some of what Tanya shared today got you thinking, I wonder, could we organize with the team of delegates a competition in our community where we are? Feel free to reach out to Speedcubing Canada. Just like Tanya said, actually, I just went to the Speedcubing Canada website, which is speedcubingcanada.org, and I'm not actually sure who to reach out to. If you want to just ask a few questions, doesn't mean you're committing, but just get familiar with what the process is for organizing a competition in your area. What I will do is ask and let you know in an upcoming episode who the right person is and how to reach them. They do have their Facebook page and their Instagram, but I'm not sure if the person monitoring those, which I think is Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. I'm not sure if Alyssa is the person to speak with regarding looking into organizing a competition or even finding out which delegate to reach out to. If you know, feel free to let me know. You can email me at cubemomofficial@gmail.com. That's cubemomofficial@gmail.com. If you are here at the competition, I wish you a good sleep as we have a full day of competitions tomorrow, or I should say events tomorrow. If you are not here at the competition, I wish you an amazing Saturday or Sunday, depending on what time zone you're in. And go, cubers, go. Happy cubing.